everyone, and welcome to Sacred Laughter Podcast. I am your host, Chris Damron, and today we're going to talk about something, for many, is a tough topic to talk about. And I want to ask you the simple question. How often do you ask yourself, who am I? Really? In a world that constantly tells us who we should be, and understanding your true identity has never been important. And in today's episode, we are going to talk about and understand what your identity is in the foundation for everything you do, and why you should never change who you are just to fit in. What does identity mean? If we look beyond the labels, like gender, race, or profession, identity simply sums up to your beliefs, values, experiences, and how you see yourself in the world. It's not something fixed or set in stone, but a living, breathing part of who you are. There are many static traits when it comes to identity. It evolves over time based on what you've learned and experienced in life. It's not about fitting yourself in a box, but more about understanding the pieces of who you are and allowing them to evolve as you grow. As we grow as children into adults, our identity changes. Our identity has changed over the courses of years to months that we have lived within our lives. Your identity changes when you become a husband. Your identity changes when you become a father. And your identity is quickly something that changes when you become friends with other people with the same like-minded as you. But if you're around friends or people that don't have the same foundation as you may change your identity to something else. When you truly understand who you are, you can make decisions that align with your authentic self, rather than chasing external approval or living according to someone else's expectation. Understanding your identity means you no longer feel lost when the life throws challenges your way. You are grounded in knowing who you are, which gives you the strength to stand firm. Living authentically creates a sense of fulfillment and peace because you're not hiding parts of yourself or pretending to be someone you're not. Have you ever caught yourself pretending to like something just because it seemed popular? Or dressing a certain way because others expected it? That's a sign you're not fully embracing your true identity. When you do, there's a sense of ease in your choices. Being clear about your identity helps you set boundaries. Something that is essential or for mental and emotional well-being. You're better equipped to say no when things don't align with your values. And when they do align with your values, you're quick to say yes. Or you try to judge yourself based on how you feel or what you want to say. Saying no isn't just about rejecting something. It's about protecting your space to live in alignment with who you truly are. In society, there are many expectations. Your expectation of family, friends, or social media can lead people to change their identity or hide parts of themselves. In today's society, we see it all the time about social media. And social media can change a lot of people. You can see who they truly are just by the way they act or even respond to certain things that they see on social media. Society tells us to be more confident, more successful, more perfect. But what is that version of success? But what if that version of success doesn't align with who you really are? Aligning the version of success of who we really are may come with consequences, and those consequences can be are based off of your friend group or your family. Your family may not understand why you're doing certain things, and your friends may also not understand either. But if we align that version of who we are to our true identity, we will always have success. We will always be successful. It could be exhausting when we're pretending to be something that we're not, when we're trying to identify ourselves with something or someone that we may not like or know, but constantly trying to be someone you're not is mentally and emotionally exhausting. It can lead to stress, burnout, and a lack of fulfillment. And in our life, we need fulfillment. We need to have a smile on our face. We need to know that we're cherished by by others, like our family and friends. And we're doing what we're doing for the right cause. And what that cause is, it could be only what you determine. When you change yourself to fit in, you can start to feel like you're living a double life. You might be successful on the outside, but inside, there's a disconnect. In previous episodes, I probably have talked about this, about, when we look at the performance treadmill, we are living a life at work, but we're not living that same life in our true life at home. We may be living a life at home, but we're not living a life at work. And I will honestly tell you that there has been multiple times for me in the military, my military life was different than my personal life. And once I connected both of those together, I have found so much fulfillment because I wasn't hiding anything from anyone. And I wasn't trying to be someone I wasn't supposed to be. But there are many times when you try to do the right thing by living the life or leading the life that join the two together, and you still get burned out. And you still feel frustrated about things. And that's okay. It's going to happen. But you always need to look beyond what's going on now and see if you could be successful later. Over time, trying to meet external expectations can lead you to lose touch with your true self. And that's what I'm trying to say, is that you're trying to be two different people and you're not truly yourself. And once you can be your true self at every aspect in your life, you'll be much, much happier. When you change so much to please others, you wake up one day and ask yourself, who am I really? What do I actually want? And that feeling can be deeply unsettling because you've lived a life of two different identities, or the identity that you're trying to live isn't really the one you're supposed to. Happiness isn't found in becoming someone else. It's found by embracing who you are. The only way to live a truly fulfilled life is by staying authentic. And staying authentic is what people really want to see. Imagine how freeing it would feel to let go of the need to impress or meet other standards. We see that sometimes when if for some of you guys that are dating or that are younger, that are, stepping into the dating world, I remember when I was meeting my father-in-law for the first time, or my father-in-law or my wife's parents for the first time, I was stepping into a realm where I wanted to impress. I was dressing to impress. I was pretending to be someone that I wasn't. And that is not healthy. They really need to see who you are from the beginning. And as you get married into the family, or as you continue dating that person, things are going to change. They're going to potentially see your true identity in some cases, and they'll know that it's for the right reason, or you're going to change things because you want to continue to impress them. But when you stop pretending and start being true to yourself, you're not only more fulfilled, but you're also able to make a real impact in the world and beyond that, into your friendships and everything else. When we change our identity to fit someone else's mold, we're rejecting parts of ourselves. This self-rejection leads to a lack of inner peace. Self-rejection often takes the form of shame or guilt. When you reject who you are rejecting your own potential. The truth is, every part of you has value, even the parts you might be hesitant to show the world. Show it. But, there's a term that years ago people said, let them see your undercoat. Let them see what's underneath the skirt or whatever. Let everyone see who you really are. Your imperfections or quirks as part of the authentic selves. Be happy. How can I say it? Be, like it says, quirky. Or like I said, quirky. Just, be true to yourself. The beauty of being human is the uniqueness of each individual. No one is perfect, and trying to be perfect is an illusion. Embrace your imperfections. They make who you are and add a richness of your identity. True connection with others comes from being yourself. When you stop pretending, you can attract the people who truly resonate with you and who you are. When you show up as your authentic self, the people who are meant for you will draw to you. And that's how deep, meaningful connections are made. Listeners, I encourage you to reflect regularly on your own values, your beliefs, and your passion. If you like to journal, go back to previous journalings and look at those. If you love to go into a meditation and find your inner peace and find your identity, I highly encourage that. Or just taking, the time to be quiet with your thoughts and stay grounded to who you are through meditation, through anything. Take a moment each day to check in with yourself. That's a hard thing to ask. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I just say, hey, Chris, who are you going to be today? Through many years, I'm not going to say I was fake to a lot of people, but I was not who I really was. And eventually when I made the decision, true to myself, and I became very true to other people. What feels true to you today? What parts of you do you feel disconnected from? These little moments of reflection can help you stay on track. When I asked, what parts of yourself do you feel disconnected from? I'm a spiritual man. I'm a God-giving man, and I have separated or disconnected myself from God a few times. And when I realized that, and I rejoined my connection with Him, and I went into, thoughts of prayer or reading the scriptures and taking time with Him, it finally resonated to me that truly, I need to be true to myself because I need to be true to Him as well. And that is a lot of things that takes a lot of temptation away from people of being fake. We see it all the time. And I'm not saying that I'm not friends with fake people. I just know that they're not being true to themselves and true to others, and just stay on track of the things that is real, and just really let the true person comes out. Let your true identity be. Surround yourself with people who encourage you to be the best. True self. Your tribe should help you feel supported, not pressured to change. You don't need to apologize for who you are. In fact, the more you embrace your true self, the more likely you are to attract a circle of people who love and accept you for who you are. Let go of the fear that others will judge you by being authentic. I'm sorry, but in today's society, everybody's going to judge you. Remember that judgment says more about a person's judging you. Remember that judgment says more about the person judging than about you. I've been judged multiple times in my life and my career, and in some cases it was the insecurities that person had because they were not true to themselves and they weren't showing their true potential, or their identity was off. Fear of judgment is natural, all right? But it is also something we can work through. When you live authentically, the opinions of others hold less power over your peace of mind. I just want to reiterate to you guys that your identity is your power, and what makes you unique and worthy of love and respect. The more you understand and embrace your identity, the more you step into your power. Stay true to yourself, people, because you're already enough as you are. I'm going to tell a little story here. So recently I had the opportunity to step in front of some people and have a conversation with them. And that was one thing I brought up, is their identity. And I was very firm when I said that the identity that we live every day is not the true identity that people need to see. So when you were looking at you know, men and women in uniform, for me, in the military, I told them that the rank that they wear on their chest isn't their true identity. The rank they wear on their chest was a privilege because they have been found worthy to be promoted to that rank. But that's truly the person they're not. The person they are is what they hold true to their name. And it took me many years to figure that out. My grandpa always told me, whatever you do in life, do it for the right reasons, but make sure you never degrade our name. And that stayed true to me after all these years. I've, I had to look at my identity and I've had to change some things. And sometimes I wasn't true to myself or true to other people. But at no time did I feel like I was ever taking my last name and degrading it. And if you're in a position at work where you hold power, just remember that the power you hold is to help other people. And they need to see you who you are day in and day out, no matter if you're in front of them as the CEO of a business, as their assistant manager, marketing manager, their boss, anything. They need to know who you truly are, because that's how they will eventually work for you of how you are as a person and not how you are at work. I want you to reflect on your own identity and commit to embracing who you are, imperfections and all. And I really hope, after listening to this episode, I want you to ask yourself, what part of me have I been hiding or trying to change? And what would it feel like to embrace that part fully? I want you guys to really, take a look at that question. What part of me have I been hiding or trying to change? Remember, being yourself is the most beautiful thing you can be. And I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Again, please share this with your family members, your friends. Go in and make sure that you subscribe or like. Please leave comments. If you guys want to leave comments, I will reply to your comments. And as always, we will see you next time.